Hello and welcome to the Hiker's Dream Show. I'm Landslide, and we're here today with Twiglet, Mary Jane, who's hiking the AT. Welcome, Mary Jane and Twiglet. And let's see, maybe you could start with how you got your trail name. Kind of interesting.
My trail name Twiglet. Well, I'm pretty tiny. I'm 5 feet and I'm very slender. And people just thought I looked like a little twiglet out in the woods.
Okay.
So that's where my trail name came from.
Okay, you're only 5 feet. Okay. We
Yeah.
could almost, the wind could almost carry you away in these strong winds. You got to be careful there. I mean, I was
Yeah.
doing the PCT. I did it with my son in 2014, and we had some basically about 70-mile-an-hour winds. I don't
Uh-huh.
know if you've been any winds on your hike, any high winds. How's that?
There were few, but I tried not to be at high elevation during winds because, like you said, I have no ballast. I'll just blow away.
Geez, how much do you weigh? Then are you like 100 and
It averages around 100, but I have not weighed myself since I started. So hopefully still somewhere around 100 pounds.
have you lost weight? And I know I lost
I
2 weeks. I lost 10 pounds, and then about stayed about the same.
Yeah. If I have lost weight, it's not a lot.
Okay. And then I've heard other people losing 30 pounds, even up to 30 pounds. And they had to keep eating just to maintain some kind of strength.
Yeah. Well, that's
So,
probably bigger people. I mean, I'm small enough that I don't want to lose weight.
no, no. So you doing okay with other than you want to kind of talk about well, let's go back and just why are you doing this hike on the AT? And what's your background?
Well, I've wanted to do it for several years. I'm not sure when I first heard of it. It's probably 4 or 5 years, maybe longer. And I wanted to do it for quite a while, but I'm actually doing it on a scholarship. So I got the One More Day scholarship, Nate Loftus scholarship last year. So I'm hiking on that this year. It's been an amazing opportunity.
And how does that work? Who's sponsoring you?
The One More Day, they are a nonprofit based out of Tennessee, and they are trying to help people who are going through life challenges, trying to give them a boost, get them out there hiking the trail. They have four of us out there this year.
And it's called, what's it called again?
One More Day on the AT.
Oh, is this something that is on the PCT or the CDT or at all? Anything?
No, just the Appalachian Trail.
Okay. And they pretty much they sponsor you full like tuition, the whole thing, gear,
Yes,
food.
I got what they call a half scholarship, so it was enough money to pay for half of my trip. They gave one full scholarship, two half scholarships, and two gifts, which is just a large gift hiking gear.
Okay, so what did you get for your half?
A half was $4,250.
Okay, and that just cash, and then you did what you wanted with it, basically.
Yes, well, they're paying me like by the month. I tell them how much I want per month, kind of budget myself. That's how I don't know how the others are doing it, but I'm doing it by the month. They give me whatever I need per month. And yeah, then I'm using that to pay for my trip.
Cool. So Twiglet, okay, you're great. Okay, so yeah, that's like me. Like when I was young, like your age, I heard about this woman who traveled across the Australia, east to west, in the National Geographic. There was an article about her.
Mhm.
And then I heard about the PCT and just inspired me to look into it. And but it took me a long time, but I retired and I had the money and time. I finally did the PCT with my son. So you're starting young, and I think that's so cool. It's going to
Yeah,
be ingrained in you. Is this the first long hike you've done? Have you
it
done
is.
other?
Yeah,
Okay. It's a life changer. Yeah. Yeah. I'm
it
sure
is.
you already see it. So how many
Yeah.
miles into it are you?
I've done between 640 and 650 miles.
Okay. Yeah, I hadn't done any backpacking either, but after the first 100 miles, I thought, oh, I'm a real hiker now. Yeah. So 640 is cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And, uh, and you're going to make it the whole way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
You just got to have that. Just, I already did it basically. Now you just go through the motions. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you, let's see, are you just Facebook? Are you doing any vlogs or anything else? I can't remember.
More vlogs. I'm not that good at doing videos. I just like taking pictures and posting them.
Yeah, I enjoy those. Keep it up,
Yeah.
you know. And I used to do trail updates on town stops, send them back to my friends, etc. Use the computer at those small libraries in the towns and stuff like that. Because
Uh-huh.
I didn't have a cell phone at that time. So how are you
Yeah.
navigating through the app? Is an app?
Yes, to the
Okay.
far out gut app.
Okay. And how's that
Yeah.
going? Are you finding your way? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's saved my butt a few times, like you get off trail, some areas it's not marked very well. And getting back on trail, yep, the far out has really helped with that.
Do you have trail family?
No, I've been solo. Most I've hiked with the same people was maybe 3, 4 days, and then they'll either pass me or I'll pass them. I've been off trail for 2 days now, so I'll meet everything new people when I get back on.
Okay. Uh, you're from what area? Were you
I'm from I'm from Michigan.
Michigan? Okay.
Yeah.
My parents went to Bay City, Grand Rapids when they came over from Europe after World War II. We spent some time. And then we moved to California. Basically, all my life I've been there, and now we're in Baja doing environmental projects here. So,
Okay.
how do you find the environment there? I mean, the nature and all that. Are you really getting into it?
Yeah. Yes, I really like it. Yeah.
How's the weather been for you?
The weather has been amazing. I only got rained on twice, and that was it was a week ago, Sunday and Tuesday, were the first times I got rained on in the 2 months I've been out here.
And you have good rain gear with your work?
Yeah.
Okay. How about the cold? And you've been cold? You're
Uh,
starting
that
north.
has also not been bad. I've been hiking, I'm using a 30-degree bag, and even through the whites, that was plenty. 30 degree, and I'm carrying my puffy coat, but it has been pretty warm overall. Not several days were a bit too hot, 90 degrees, but for the most part, it stays like a nice 70, lower 80s.
What made you go southbound instead of northbound?
Well, I wanted to do the hard part first. I wanted to do the whites first and Katahdin because I was a little bit afraid I'd get too tired by the time I'd done 1,600 miles. I'd be too tired to do the whites. I wanted to do it while I was still fresh and ready to go. And I'm glad I did it that way. I'm very glad I did it that way because I've got that behind me and I'm still feeling good.
Have others started about your time going southbound? Have you found many southbounders too?
Yes, the day I started, there were 9 others. There were 10 of us. And I know the week after I started, there were 70 southbound beginners. There have been a lot more since then, a lot more. But I don't have the numbers for the rest.
About how many are on the trail this year, both southbound and northbound? Do you know? Any idea?
So I really don't know. I'm guessing it's over 1,000. But other than that, it could be 3,000 for all I know.
Yeah, I know. It's hard to say because not everybody registers. I mean, do you need a permit like you do on the PCT to get through these parks, national forests and stuff?
A few spots need permits. I think I need a permit in the Smokies. I'm not sure where else yet, but I know there are several areas that you need a permit.
They have staggered starts now in the PCT. There's so many people. So
Mm-hmm.
starting 50 a day during the starting season because it's too much when people get the towns get overwhelmed and stuff. So
Uh-huh.
the AT isn't there yet. CDT is, less, even less. So, all right. Why did you do it? Why are you on the hike? What made you go hiking anyway?
I think, well, it kind of caught my imagination being out in nature for 6 months, just hiking and walking across 14 states. That's not something everyone does. Yeah. And I love being outdoors. I love hiking. I love nature. It just seemed like the perfect thing for me to do.
Have you done smaller hikes?
Nothing more than a weekend. Nothing
Yeah.
more than 2 days. Yeah.
Yeah, I had 3 days experience before I did mine too.
Uh-huh.
So, uh, did you practice before you started? You didn't do much training or
I
of any sort?
no, I didn't do much training, but the job I had was a pretty physical job. I worked at a shrub nursery,
Oh,
and so I was pretty much in shape without extra training.
like a wholesale retail nursery, or
Wholesale.
okay, you had to
Nursery.
replant pots like from smaller to
Yeah,
bigger.
yeah,
I did that too, yeah.
yeah.
And I was a landscape maintenance guy, so I was mowing lawns and stuff. So I didn't get but a little bit of a blister too. So my feet were okay because of all the walking I had done beforehand
Uh-huh.
too. Um, what are you coming? So you got your income is, yes, so partially funded by the scholarship, and then you save money before yourself too from your job.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes.
Do you get support from home or anybody, family, relatives, friends?
Um, I have a sister who's helping by sending me resupply boxes. I packed some boxes and she's sending those to me on trail. So that's kind of my support, yes, and phone calls and that. Yeah.
Okay. Do you, on a PCT, most of it you could almost resupply without any mail sent to you. The
Uh-huh.
town stops, but same with the AT, isn't it? There's a lot more access to towns, etc. So you don't even need to be sent a mail drop. Is that
You
right or
could
not?
do without them. I like the mail drops. It's cheaper for me and I get better high quality food. I get what I want to eat.
Right.
So I like it. Others just want to resupply in town and that's their hike. It
Yeah.
works for them.
Yeah.
But for me, I like my boxes.
Well, it's usually junk food, so yeah, too, at the stores,
Yeah.
at towns. What do you eat? What's your favorite food to eat on trail?
Well, I made a lot of my own dehydrated meals. So there's quite a few instant potato meals with freeze dried either beef or chicken in it, and then freeze dried cheese. I have couscous, um, rice meals, pasta, like dehydrated pasta meals. Kind of like the dehydrated meals you can buy from Mountain House, but I made them myself, so they're homemade. A lot of them, I've added a lot of protein to different ones, so there's added protein and added minerals in them.
And what's your base weight approximately? Do you know?
I know when I started, I think it was either 12 or 15. Fully loaded, I'm usually about 24 pounds. I think it's a little less now because I send a few layers of clothes home after I got out of the whites. So it should be a little less than that, but I haven't weighed my pack since I started.
So your water situation, anything with that? You're okay with
So
water?
yeah, so far it's been pretty good. Without the gut hooks, it would be a little bit more difficult, but there the comments tell you if the streams are dried up or not. Sometimes you have to carry water quite a ways, and in some areas they leave water caches, so you can fill up at roadsides or someplace. But so far, it's been pretty good. I've always been able to get water if I needed it.
How many trail angels are there out there? PCT has quite a few because there's so big stretches
Yeah,
without anything.
I think there are a lot. I've met only, I don't know, maybe four or five. I didn't get trail magic until I think it was 2 weeks ago over the weekend. I had trail magic 5 times in 4 days that was the first time, and I haven't seen any since. So I think the northbounders get a lot more than the southbounders do. And I also think you'd have to be in the right place at the right time or you're going to miss it. And I think I'm just missing it.
And what's been your favorite trail angel experience?
The first trail magic I got, I was coming off. I don't even remember which mountain I was coming off. At the base of the mountain, they were set up. Had sugar, they had bananas, and there was a jigsaw puzzle set up on a table. And the jigsaw puzzle kind of made my evening because I love jigsaws and I haven't done any for a long time. So sitting down after it was a 20-mile hike that day, sitting down after 20 miles and putting the jigsaw together was just what I needed.
Perfect, perfect.
Yeah.
Relaxed and
Yeah.
how about some of the characters you met? Who's been an interesting character you've met on trail or people?
Um,
I
I
mean,
haven't met anyone.
I find that people I meet on the hikers are really interesting folks, their background, etc. So, who are some of the people you met that have been interesting?
Yeah. Well, I know they also have their YouTube channel. I hiked with them for a few days or met up with them at night. They were a very nice couple, very cool couple.
Who is that? I missed it. Sorry, my internet.
Mishap, Mishap, and Amethyst.
Okay, okay,
And I think their YouTube channel is Mishap and Amethyst Hikes, maybe.
okay.
Yeah.
How do you? What's the best way to relax at the end of the day for you? I mean, kind of. Can you take us kind of through your daily routine when you get up and how many miles do you hike
Sure.
before breakfast, etc.?
Sure. So my daily routine often I'll be up between 6 and 8. So average around 7 in the morning. I'll get up. I'll have my breakfast, which is often instant oatmeal, sometimes malted meal, and I'll often be on trail within half an hour of waking up. I'll have everything packed, breakfast eaten, be out on trail. I'll stop around 10, sit down for 15 minutes or so, have a snack, and again at noon. Sometimes I'll eat lunch. Sometimes I'll stop for an hour and eat lunch. Sometimes I'll just stop and have another 15-minute snack break. And I try to be done hiking for the day by 5 o'clock, 4 or 5 o'clock. My evening, my relaxing is just I can eat dinner in the evening. That's kind of my night. Get to bed around 8 and repeat.
I know. Eat, sleep, walk. I know.
Yeah.
How many miles do you average, or do you like to average?
It has just picked up through the whites, and before the whites, my average was 10 miles a day. Out of the whites, I'm pushing 15, 20 miles a day.
What's been your longest so far?
The furthest has been 20, 21 miles, I think, just over 20.
Hmm. Are you fast? Do you walk the legs walk fast, or are you? What's
Oh,
your
they
pace?
walk fast, but they're so short they don't cover much ground.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
still, I still average 2 miles an hour. That's
Okay.
if I'm on flat ground, I'll go a little bit over two on level ground, but average 2 miles an hour is what I do.
What's the best story you've heard on trail? Have you heard any good stories?
I don't think I have as much as some others have because I'm hiking alone. I often camp alone. I don't stay at shelters too often. So I'm not really meeting a lot of people.
Mhm. So what are you thinking about during the hike? I mean, what goes through your head? How are you seeing things? What are you feeling? What are you looking at?
You mean
Being
during
alone.
the day when
Yeah, yeah. Like what goes through your head?
oh man, that's a tough question. Some days you get into a zone where you're just hiking, you're not thinking anything, you just cover ground, you're in this zone, kind of zoned out and just hiking. Other days, depends on the weather, but nice days, I am just so happy to be alive and so happy to be out here and you could catch me dancing sometimes with my pack on, kind of hopping down the trail.
Are you aware of nature and the animals and the sounds, etc.? Do you pay attention to that?
Yes, yes. And I love the little things. I'm getting quite a few pictures of the small things like um, small mushrooms, the spider webs with dew on them, a flower that I like. So those the little things really.
Yeah, yeah. Little things mean big things. I mean, it's magnified out there. I mean, you don't have the distractions anymore from the city life. So, in terms of in terms of awareness, what have you become more aware of? Can you kind of go over that? What have you become more aware of?
I think I come more aware of how little you actually need to survive, how little it takes to keep a person happy and living a meaningful, filled life. And that's just not on trail. That goes for everywhere.
Yeah,
If
that's
you if you live with just what you carry on your back, you don't need much more than that.
yeah, and you can pay attention to other things that are more
Yes,
meaningful.
yes,
And basically, it is about survival. You know, basically, you
mm-hmm.
don't have the distractions and all the thrill seeking and the stressors.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of things suck your attention in city life. They just take your attention away. Just something. It's
Yeah,
so easy. There's so many things going on, but nature it's just more calm, quiet. The frequency's
mm-hmm.
different. Everything's more like
Yeah,
on your own frequency, and then you can tune into
yeah,
that. And that's why people are get addicted, like me now, pretty much addicted to that that lifestyle.
yeah.
Even though I haven't been on a long distance hike since that one time, where PCT 2014 with my son,
Uh-huh.
I go back to it a lot in my memory and what I went through, and it just makes sense the kind of
Yeah,
lifestyle that I was living. So that's why I'm promoting it now. Plus
uh-huh.
promoting the environment, so we have hiking in the future, and the planet isn't destroyed and poisoned and polluted like it's becoming. So we want to encourage that. This scholarship, who's behind that? Is it like a yeah?
Loftus. If you look on their website, it will tell you it's the Loftus family.
Oh, it's a loft. Okay, Loftus family.
Yeah.
When we get our funding, we want to do a lot of environmental projects, starting here in Baja, and then expand out so people become more aware of what's going on with the planet.
Yeah,
And it's cool that you can report back what you see out there. And I do enjoy anything you could, just simple things that you can kind of share what you're seeing out there in nature because
yeah,
we're we're bombarded in the news with all this these dastardly things, and the indigenous people had a different view. You know, they had their conflicts and skirmishes, but basically they didn't destroy the natural environment that they lived in and supported it. It supported them. So anything you can do like that, I appreciate on your Facebook posts and everything. Just little things to remind us of how it is out there, because most people don't get a chance to do hikes, and it's really cool what you're doing. uh, let's see. Do you do any hitchhiking at all? Have you had to
I've
do
done it
that?
once. I've done it once. I think in my first or second week when I was still in Maine, I hitched 3 miles to get back to the trailhead. There was one guy with me. We'd been at a campsite 3 miles from the trail. So it was very easy. When he picked us up and dropped us off at the trailhead, it was very easy. But I haven't hitched since then. I haven't needed to.
Yeah. The, um, I was following this dude hikes. Did you meet him going southbound? He just finished maybe a week or two ago. He had a vlog, pretty popular vlog.
Um,
This dude hikes is Gene Perry, I think his name is.
I might
He-
might have met him and not caught his name, or maybe just caught.
I'm having trouble hearing her. I don't know if it's on my end or I'm having trouble hearing you a little bit.
Yeah, I've been noticing some breakup too and a lag.
Yeah. I think it's my internet connection here is a little weak sometimes. I'm here in Baja between Rosarito and Ensenada. It's like just like an hour from the border from San Diego.
Okay.
But it's a lot quieter down here. There's less restrictions, so we can do more. There's less regulations. It's more like the old West out here. And we're in the country. So there's a lot of neat people here. Although there's been a lot of cartel wars going on lately, but that we'll get over that. You know, it's
Mhm.
just part of the makeup of the each area has their own makeup. You know.
Yeah.
Um, so how do you see yourself when you get back? How how do you see your life changing when you get back home?
It's going to change, but I don't know. I don't even know where I'm going once I'm done. I don't know if I'm going back to Michigan. I might move somewhere. I don't have a plan.
Good, good. How old are you? May I ask how old you are?
Pardon?
How old are you? May I ask how old are you?
I'm 26.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of people in your position where they just are out there. They don't know what they're going to come back to, what they're going to do.
Yeah.
But I think it'll kind of give you a focus. I mean, the focus you need to hike, that helps you when you get back to the city. That
Yes.
focus is important because it gives you, you know, you have it. It gives you kind of confidence, you know,
Uh-huh.
because you can get very scatterbrained and stressed out in city, but keeping that focus again or knowing you have it, you can always come back to it is important. It's good to have that.
Yeah.
Uh, now, what about this is kind of a maybe a hard question. What have you recognized being out in nature and on the hike? What have you recognized? If I asked you what you've been aware of, what have you recognized? It's
I
not a
mean,
trick question. Yeah.
in myself or
Well,
in nature.
yeah. Basically, in in yourself, in life, in anything, just the whole thing is all together. Really, the recognition is all together. it's not separate from anything else.
Mm-hmm.
The mind separates things into to classifies things. That's what it does best. But recognition is just like a perception that you just recognize it. Just like when we were in grade school and the teacher was putting up A, B, C, D, like, oh, she's all these squiggles on the board, and then one day, oh, A and T is at. You recognize that what she was doing. It's like a aha kind of aha moment, but it's a recognition.
Yeah.
Something that you hadn't been aware of before. That's kind of what I'm asking. What is it that you hadn't been aware of before, recognized before?
I'm thinking that's a question I could better answer after 1,600 miles rather than 600. Um,
There must be a 600-mile recognition too.
I just need to think of it.
I mean, it does give you time though. That's the cool thing. Some people get bored even, so they have to play their music. But those quiet times, but
Yeah.
but also your intent. Maybe I could ask you this: do you know your intent being out there? What's your intent?
Was that a question for me?
Yeah, what's your intent being out there? Your intent. I'm throwing a lot of philosophical kind of stuff to you, but it's kind of
Yeah,
interesting.
you are. And that's okay. I just need to think a little bit before getting out here, trying to get a closer connection to myself rather than in the daily living, your daily 8 to 5 job, your week job. Often you're just kind of going through the motions. You're just doing things because that's what you're supposed to do. And you're not really connected to the world, to yourself. And coming out here, that was kind of my hope, connecting with myself, with nature, with the world.
What have been the challenges to do that? What have you had to overcome to connect to yourself, to
I'm not
nature?
sure I have overcome it yet because I find it very easy to still stay in that zoned out mode. Like you start hiking and again just kind of going through the motions.
Yeah, we get routine,
Yeah.
especially in the city. But even, yeah, hiking, you have your routine,
Uh-huh.
to keep going. In a way, that's good because then you don't have to think about it. But in other ways, then the routine kind of takes you over, and you don't really, you're not aware of things you could be otherwise.
Uh-huh.
So, so in terms of your health's okay, you're emotionally okay, everything's pretty much on even track, right?
Yeah.
Good, good. That's wonderful. Um, I'd like to keep in touch. I mean, I'll follow you, and maybe down the line we can do another interview near the end, maybe. Because
Okay.
I like to interview people on trail rather than off trail because you have a much different perception, you know, of
Yeah.
things. And if you could find time, it's just most people, it's hard for them to find time, especially on the PCT where it's more of a rush when you go to town, you have to do your laundry and get
Uh-huh.
resupplied, take a shower and everything, and then get back on. I think AT, you have more access to towns and
Yeah.
it's more,
Yeah.
you have time.
More time. And for me, if I have service on trail, I can connect while I'm actually out on trail. And I do often. Often I will have service. Sometimes when I really need it, then I don't. But
Can Can I ask you, can you connect with me before you get to the finish line there, like 200 or 300 miles
Yeah,
before? We can do another
I can,
chat.
I can make a note of that. Yes.
Okay. And then we'll see what you've recognized or what you
Okay,
Okay.
I'll keep that in mind.
Okay. Yeah. No, thank you. It's wonderful to know you, Twiglet. I like to keep these to 30 minutes or so. So I'll
Okay.
say goodbye, and I wish you the best and get on trail again, and I'll keep following you, and so will others. Wonderful to know you.
Yes, you
Thank,
too. Thank you.
thank you. Thank you for being here. See you, Barry.
See ya.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together, it's so beautiful. You and me, we meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free. Sometimes you need to go and take a step back to see the truth around you. From a distance you can